I don't know. He just came at me.
Okay. So he attacked you, and you shot him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. He made me do it.
Okay, calm down, Eddie. Any idea why he would do that?
I don't know. He came out of nowhere. Tried sneaking up on me in the dark. I heard footsteps, so I turned back, and he was right there.
And you could tell that he wanted to hurt you.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Come on, man.
The way he looked at me,
No, I'm losing weight.
I just had to do it.
I'm on a weight loss journey.
He looked at you.
I'm on a weight
I
loss.
thought you said he came at you.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I could see it in his eyes.
You looking good out here, and I'm a bad bitch.
Making fun of me. I told him not to, but he didn't listen.
Eddie, you can't just kill someone because the way they looked at you.
You should see your face, James. I was just joking. The guy was dead when I got here. I got you, didn't I? Well, anyway, I better get going.
Wait. You're gonna go out there alone?
Yeah.
That's good time. That's good. Yeah. Like somebody likes me. I'm gonna go for it. I ain't going on no crazy nut job. Right? You wanna be with a nutty nut? Oh shit. Take your minute. Wait, what happened? Oh, no. Yeah, whoa. Where did he go? They still haven't found him. Since he had the cabinet key, we should have assumed one of the prisoners got his hand on. Get the spear from the witness checkpoint and secure the rifle before it falls into the wrong hand. A rifle? Oh. Thank you. You need a rifle. Rifle cabinet. Now, see what you need. Oh shit. Hey, son of a bitch, what you doing? Oh! Shit, motherfucker. Son. I am no scared. I am no scared of you. No scared at all.
Nash taking on the Giant. Right. And I mean,
Well,
you might
well,
think,
it's the
okay, well, there's that
big
match.
slow.
Why didn't they have the Giant versus Scott Hall? Scott's the big, coming up.
We're gonna have a big party
Who's more
tonight.
aligned in Europe? Who's more aligned with Kevin Nash? Scott Hall.
Well,
It's an easy swap.
get
Are you working tonight? No.
ready for
Why don't you do the Giant?
something
Well,
that
let's have a look at
you
why this all
didn't
happened. So the day
know.
before the show, WCW
Here
received
we
word from Kevin
go
Nash that
again.
he had suffered a mild heart attack. He was 39 years
Just
old
a
when he rang
big
that one in. He did have a history of heart issues with the family. I think his father had died at the age of 14. And so he rang up and they accepted that at face value. He then said it might not have been a heart attack. He said it could have been severe indigestion. And then a bit later, he said actually it might have been an anxiety attack because I was very worried about my father-in-law's health problems at the time. Bischoff later did an
Yeah,
interview
maybe
where a
then.
lot of people have been like, there's a lot of reasons being given here. And there's so many reasons being given that it begins to become less convincing than if there was just one. And Bischoff talked about why Nash wasn't there years later in his podcast. He said, well, it was over the holiday season. There was a lot of partying going on. Kevin had family and friends over and all that kind of stuff. And he had a couple of glasses of wine. Kevin had done a heavy leg workout the night before. And he got up that morning, was socializing, getting ready to go out on the plane to get ready for the event. But then he started to feel uncomfortable. His blood pressure was up from probably what he was eating and drinking at the time. He was feeling uncomfortable. He had shortness of breath. He did the right thing. He went to the hospital. There's too many options now. So it's a mirroring a mild heart attack as a result of indigestion caused by socializing over the holiday period following a heavy leg workout at a time when his father-in-law was suffering from a bowel complaint. Yeah. Too much. Look, I went on holiday for a week to the west coast of America last year, and I came home and my legs were very sweaty. And I was having heart palpitations and all that good stuff. And, you know, I've got a bit of heart disease in the family. You know, my granddad had a heart attack at 50. I mean, his lifestyle as a miner in Wales, very different to my one. He wasn't eating a load of Air France. You mean the company food that brought it up? And I don't drink water. I didn't drink water. You shouldn't. You shouldn't. I get all of my water from crackers I eat. And I thought I was in a bit of trouble. And turns out, just not drinking for a week solidly, and drinking more water than you usually do, back to the zero that you did before, does sort the old palpitations out, turns out. Yeah. It does. I mean, it's surprising, you know. Yeah, you do crackers. What I do is I like to suck the water from my eyes. Like two raisin eyes. Stop doing that. It's worth saying all of this, everyone's been, well, of course, you know, the family history, well, of course, you know, the father-in-law, well, of course, the fear of that. I mean, I'm going to call this one. This is the first example of a WCW wrestler doing that proper bullshit. They're just like, I don't want to get out of this. What happened was Nash had got a pay-per-view match with the Giant at the previous pay-per-view, which was World War III. And he pulled out of that, claiming his knee hadn't recovered from surgery, which he had a few months before. And there were a house show circuit that they did with the Giant, where he did a couple of the matches. But then he said, no, actually, my knee's bad. He pulled out of loads of those as well. He had told people earlier that month that he wasn't going to be working a program with the Giant because he didn't want to. And he also said he wasn't going to do the match at Starrcade, he said. And he gave them a variety of reasons, which included it hadn't been promoted correctly. And he said because he didn't want to do the program to begin with. And I saw the Oz costume hanging up on the wall. He basically found out that he was going to be losing to the Giant. So he just went, I'm not coming to work. Yeah. And that is the first WCW moment where they go, all of the seeds of why this place will collapse are there in Kevin Nash doing a feel bad for me, but I've made it clear I don't want to do that, and I'm not going to do it, and I'm going to lie and wriggle my way out of it, and then afterwards I'm going to go, ha ha ha, I'm really good at this, which is a living nightmare. Giant then does come out, and he does some sort of, chatting about the match. And again, if you'd have spent $40 on this pay-per-view, to just see talking, last minute, underbaked talking, by the Giant, who is not a good talker.
No, I mean, by very definition, his lungs and his vocal cords are longer, and it sounds like he's slowed down. It's like, even if he's speaking really quickly, it sounds like
he's been slowed down. And then he press slams Scott Hall, and he sort of throws him about, and that is genuinely good.
Because Scott Hall's a good seller.
He is, and lifting Scott Hall is not easy, and he does that effortlessly. I think, look, there was a very, very clear moment where the Giant stopped being good. If they didn't look so similar, you'd go, the original Giant died, and they replaced him with another guy who was called Paul White, who pretended to be the Giant.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's not two of them, are they? They can't be. They're two distinct.
What I like about this is that they announced that Kevin Nash is not appearing from, like, a press release from the NWO, which is adorable. Like, they've got their own little secretary or fax machine.
Yeah.
Or,
They used to do their own paid.
The Big Show face turn.
Advertisements on television as well, and there is that thing about having this sort of like outlaw renegade organisation. It's
doing admin.
very good at it as well. You know, they've got press release, photocopiers, fax machine. That's the If you've been watching wrestling for more than about 5 minutes, chances are you've witnessed a Big Show heel or babyface turn. While it's funny to look back on now, it was exhausting for fans living through it. Paul White, better known to WWE audiences as The Big Show, is one of the most physically impressive wrestlers of all time. Legit 7 feet tall and, once upon a time, surprisingly athletic for his size. When WCW signed him in 1995, they called him the Giant, the storyline son of Andre the Giant. He was presented as unstoppable from day one, but along with his size came another unintended trademark, an almost comical frequency of turning from good guy to bad guy and back again. We're not talking 3 or 4 times over a career here. No, Big Show managed dozens of alignment changes in less than 25 years, sometimes happening only weeks apart and often without much storyline justification. This wasn't the case of slowly evolving character arcs. This seemed like creative just flipping a switch because they needed a quick face or heel with some name value. In this episode of WWE Atrocity, we're going to go through every single heel and babyface turn Big Show ever made, from his WCW debut in 1995 to his final WWE run in 2020. Yeah, I'm including WCW stuff here just for the sake of having everything covered. I'll give you the dates and a little context on how each turn went down, so buckle in because there's a lot of them. Big Show's career began with a full-on pay-per-view world title win in his very first match. Wrestling as the Giant, Paul White was introduced as the son of Andre the Giant and a member of Kevin Sullivan's Dungeon of Doom, the most cartoonishly evil faction WCW ever produced. WCW had everyone fooled that the Giant was Andre's son for all of 2 minutes. At Halloween Havoc 95 in Detroit, Giant challenged Hulk Hogan for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. Through a combination of interference, shenanigans, and an ending that would make Dusty Rhodes proud, Giant won the match by disqualification but was awarded the title anyway. Stipulations are at play here, and I'm not going to get into it, but the decision was overturned the next night on Nitro. Still, WCW had established the Giant as a monster heel right from day one. Good stuff and a great start. Wrestling as the Giant, Paul White was introduced as the son of Andre the Giant and a member of Kevin Sullivan's Dungeon of Doom,
the most cartoonishly evil faction WCW ever produced. WCW had everyone fooled that the Giant was Andre's son for all of 2 minutes. At Halloween Havoc 95 in Detroit, Giant challenged Hulk Hogan for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship through a combination of interference, shenanigans, and an ending that would make Dusty Rhodes proud. Giant won the match by disqualification, but was awarded the title anyway. Stipulations are at play here, and I'm not going to get into it, but the decision was overturned the next night on Nitro. Still, WCW had established the Giant as a monster heel right from day one. Good stuff and a great start. When the New World Order was formed at Bash at the Beach in July '96, Giant was still WCW champion and very much opposed to Hollywood Hogan's new heel faction. For a few short weeks, he was positioned as the WCW babyface, aligning with Sting, Lex Luger, and others to stand against the black and white invasion. The problem, though, WCW didn't seem fully committed to keeping him as a good guy. By late August, there was already hints of dissension, and his time as an anti-NWO babyface would be extremely short-lived. In fact, his next turn was just around the corner, and it was a big one. On the September 2nd, 1996 episode of Nitro, the Giant shocked fans by aligning himself with the NWO when he helped Hogan and the crew take out WCW's babyfaces. In storyline, it's about the Giant aligning himself with the winning team. In reality, it's the first example of a pattern that will define the Giant's career. No long-term babyface commitment. It was a classic big man. But it was explained that the Giant wanted to get his hands on Kevin Nash and to stand as Nash. And also, the Giant started some lots of things. And all the other Giant was on the top. After everything Hogan had done to it, it's insane that it goes back to the end of the year. What? take place that kind of stipulation being that the referee the main event between Austin and Vince McMahon and the Jew. When Slot Big Show comes to Davis, the Slot Big Show comes to just like that, didn't seem to have a clear direction for him. And within months, he'd be, you guessed it, flipping back to the dark side. By the summer of '99, Big Show was teaming up with The Undertaker in a tag team known as the Unholy Alliance, managed by Paul Bearer. They were grouped as dominant and intimidating bad guys, but most will remember this alliance due to The Undertaker causing important promos in pro wrestling history during their time together. Show and Undertaker stayed close through the tag team division, even winning the WWF tag team titles twice during this period. For Big Show, it was a chance to work alongside one of the WWF's most established stars, but Show revealed that behind the scenes, The Undertaker was really tough on him. This kind of transferred over to TV, with Undertaker effectively bullying his tag team partner if he didn't do a good job. You could say at the start of his career. The Unholy Alliance then in September 1999 when The Undertaker was released to Spain. Then these were react orders to keep on taking his partner and manager. Big Show began drifting back over the babyface side, teaming with various good guys and few established names. This was the point big withdrawal. Still, the safeguard only takes Big Show was the last man eliminated by The Rock. However, replay footage clearly showed that The Rock's may touched the floor first. Meaning Show was technically right when he claimed that he should have been declared the winner. Show wasn't the winner for having such a mustache and hair combo. Big Show's frustrations boiled over. He demanded that Triple H and Stephanie overturn the Royal Rumble decisions, and this right here was the official start of another hate run. It led to a Show versus Rock match in July 2000 where Big Show defeated Rock to earn a spot in the WrestleMania main event. After aligning himself with Shane McMahon and losing the WrestleMania 2000, Big Show's character took a hard left turn into comedy. He began dressing up in silly costumes, impersonating the likes of Hulk Hogan and Val Venus to entertain the crowd. His appearance on Saturday Night Live went to his head, and he thought he was now destined to be a big Hollywood comedian. This was a clear pivot into babyface territory, with Big Show often playing the lovable giant rather than the dominant monster. Unfortunately, it didn't last long before the WWF wanted to play a game again. In the summer of 2000, the WWF ran an Asians comedy Big Show. On TV, this shift came when Show realigned himself with Shane McMahon and he attacked The Undertaker. A clear bad guy move that put him back in the role of a monster villain briefly. It looked like a fresh direction, a possible faction featuring Shane, Show, Mr. Bly, Kurt Angle, and behind the scenes, the company felt Show came over. This belief.
Oh!
Big Show was on TV, he was a hit again. WCW stars who formed the alliance to take on the WWF, and Survivor Series 2001 was where as the winner take all match. Big Show was part of the team with WWF alongside Chris Jericho and Kane The Undertaker. This final match picked up firmly on the babyface side, standing up for the home. The match was fine, the stakes were huge, and while Show was eliminated by Shane McMahon, the term did stick for a long time. The end of their WWE return in early 2002 by April, the faction needed to be reversed. The end of the only fresh monster Big Show's had the middle. I mean, you didn't really expect it to be able to WCW history books, did you? The letters NWO should give Big Show PTSD with how he was once treated by the group, but sure, swamping tales. On the April 22nd, 2002 episode of Raw, he turned heel by Steve Austin millennial line stuff in the black and white once again. By this time, the NWO faction was, let's face it, already running out of steam. Still, it was another shock and switch for the Big Show, less than 5 months after his last face run with eventually, Raw GM Eric Bischoff traded him to SmackDown, where he would become an all-in guy. Though to be fair, Shows heel run right here on SmackDown was pretty successful.
What's that?
Big Show was moved up a lot in the 2004. His first target was SmackDown's main general manager. Big Show won the championship in this match while also reminding himself of Paul Heyman. Seems like she intended to realize the people who didn't come in the past. The belt was taken off Van Dam due to his real life arrest for the position. The belt was then pretty much and that was exactly the point. The heel turn was designed to make ECW fans feel the threat, and it worked. At the same time, though, Big Show winning the ECW championship proved what many hardcore ECW fans had feared all along. Albeit, this version of ECW was going to be nothing like the old version. After taking time off from WWE in 2007 to focus on his health, Big Show made his return in the 2008 No Way Out pay-per-view. The crowd popped huge for him, and his initial positioning was as a babyface. This lasted for about 2 minutes, so not even his fans cheered when Show talked about his recent weight loss and his hopes to be a WWE champion once again. But he then noticed Rey Mysterio standing outside the ring. Mysterio just competed in a hard-fought match against Edge where the regular superstar targeted Rey's injured biceps. Rey was getting help to the back while Show cut his promo, and Show seemed pretty annoyed that his big return was being ruined by Rey hanging around the ring. Show grabbed Mysterio, he taunted Rey using Mysterio's good buddy Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, they're really good friends, guys. And Show invited Mayweather to get in the ring and save his best friend. Mayweather got in, Show gave him a free shot. Turns out this wasn't the best idea because Show got legitimately clocked, and the whole segment was designed to build heat for Show's upcoming match with Floyd Mayweather in WrestleMania 24. SmackDown yet again, and this time he befriended a happy-go-lucky, big friendly giant. Vicky Guerrero left him out of the championship scramble at Unforgiven 2008, and it just so happened that The Undertaker also wanted to put Vicky Guerrero in a coffin, something that pleased the Big Show no end. Well, Undertaker comes down while Show and Vicky are in the ring, and Big Show turns heel by blindsiding the dead man. This kicked off a storyline featuring Vicky Guerrero favouring the Big Show, and it was later implied that the two were having an affair. It all really didn't do much for Show's long-term momentum, but it did position him as a top heel heading into 2009. Going into the bragging rights pay-per-view in 2009, Big Show was booked as a proud member of Team Raw. He even beat his tag partner Chris Jericho in order to get a spot on Team Red. The team's unity was stressed in promos. Big Show rallied the troops and he turned a new page in order to bring the fight to Team SmackDown. Show was presented as fighting for nothing but brand pride, along with his fellow Raw superstars. Of course, this is the Big Show. Probably the best
Okay, I guess I gotta put all the lights on. Oh shit.
Idea, but during the Dragon Rights main event, Big Show threatened WWE by attacking Kofi Kingston and Triple H on a Team SmackDown to prove the win. The storyline is he had cut a deal with SmackDown GM Ed Orton to get a future World Heavyweight Championship match against The Undertaker. Fans who had just cheered him weeks earlier were now booing him out of the building. And nothing was and Big Show was teaming up with the Miz and Ash. Miz, the Hate Duo, holding the unified with the lead tag team championship. Yes, Rose went 10 day lots of belts in the very next night on Raw shows. He knocked Miz out with a punch, and he was once again thrilled with his football. The attack was great with Big Show standing for himself after Miz blew. Just like that, he was making his appeal. This run would actually last a decent chunk of time, at least by
I did it.
standards.
Woo. Yeah.
In 2012, Big Show was fired in storyline by John Laurinaitis
Oh,
for
wait,
making
wait.
fun of Johnny's voice. Let's be honest, we've all done it. Mr. People wanted the Big Show to get on his knees and beg. Show did it and he apologized for talking like this. But Johnny still fired him anyway because he was a fast. Then, in Over the Limit 2012, where Laurinaitis was scheduled to face John Cena, the Big Show returned and he held the man who just found him from. The reason for this apparent was the Big Show felt he didn't get any sympathy from the fans when he cried like a big baby while begging for his job. Show felt the fans and Cena were judging, but at this point, who cares? Big Show heel turns were ineffective like 10 turns ago. It really didn't matter anymore. By early 2013, Big Show was again booked against Tom Hayes, teaming up with Sheamus and Randy Orton to take on the Shield. This put him back in the babyface category, although in true Big Show fashion, he was still portrayed as a bit grumpy and a bit unpredictable. The alignment was more situational than character-driven, but WWE treated him as a face fan, with Show standing on the same side as other fan favourites. Wish I could say more about this, but there's nothing else to it. He just woke up one day and he was a babyface. At WrestleMania 29, Big Show turned on Sheamus and Orton. The trio took on the Shield with the Mania opener and Orton tagged himself in during the closing moments of the bout. Big Show felt that he should have been tagged in. The Shield ended up winning, and the big man decided to knock out both his partners after the bell, and therefore he turned heel once again. Randy and Sheamus would get their revenge 2 weeks later on Raw. The Big Show became associated with Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, and The Authority. However, it turned out he was being made to do things against his will because he was actually, in storyline, broke as a joke. He wanted to help babyfaces, he wanted to tell The Authority to stick up their asses, but he couldn't. If Big Show didn't do what The Authority said, then he'd have his contract ripped up and he'd be living in a very big cardboard box. Obviously not. Stephanie and companies were throwing out any jokes, saying Big Show wasn't making up to the right expectations. So it was easy for fans to show sympathy towards the big man, making this one of the more effective turns of Big Show's entire run, which does help in saying as we're now in 20 years. Stephanie ends up with the Big Show on the October 7th, 2013 episode of Raw. He comes back out later on and he knocks out his coach. Our boy is babyface once again.
Oh, I got that.
The 2014 Survivor Series was built around Team Cena versus Team Authority, with the stipulation being that if the Authority lost, they'd be out of war. Big Show was positioned as one of Cena's loyal teammates, and was held the match itself. Midway through the elimination match, Shock at the knockout Cena, he shoot Triple H's hand, and he effectively handed the Authority the elimination. It was a classic game turn in the next day's match, and I guess the credentials from last year never continued. Big Show's heel run had pulled off, and WWE quickly shifted him back into babyface
Smart.
territory.
Yeah.
This was made evident on the January 28th
Oh, that's a chip.
episode of SmackDown, and Big Show came out to help Chris Jericho, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns, and these guys were all about to fall back. This was treated as a face line for the purpose of This gold star, this over
One thing that won't change is that you're still going to be ugly as fuck when the camera rolls off. The guy back there scratching his ass
The original version is better.
has no shower to get to because look at the fucking background. In what world did we think it was a good idea to stretch our homie's neck with a fucking cloth tied behind a motorcycle? While your 3 home dogs held you by the kneecaps and let your neck snap. And if that wasn't enough for you, other parts of the third world offer services like this. You can roll in 10 cents a day butt sex with the rest of the ground with no shirts on. Let your dick spin fine. Just make sure to only do this in watches with no shirts on. What's the for you page acting like over there, didn't you? To the point where they made this, people thought it was funny enough to get close to the second content or something on the phone. You had to. Grown ass men and open to shove it in your face. That old man sucked on it like a What's the for you page acting like? They need to post something that's
calls he's blocked from legendary quarterbacks like Tom Brady and Atlanta's own Matt Ryan and Michael Vick. The system is pummeling away in the face of franchise. Aaron Bronson versus Moose one-on-one for the first time ever, but Moose got a taste of Bear Bronson. You remember back in December in El Paso, Texas, the system, when Moose was still part of the system, they were looking for new members. Had a six-man tag team matchup on the countdown to final resolution. Bear Bronson was tangled in that match. That's it, Tom. Between then and now, this is a very different Bear Bronson. The system had added to his cachet. At ringside, as we mentioned before the break,
Moose.
Sean Abraham, Kynan Forney, Alfie Crumpler, Michael Turner, and Obi Muheli. They're all here to support Moose. Bronson had the insult to injury. Moose big shots here. Oh, and sent into the apron. Can you imagine how much it's rattled around in the head of Moose? That aforementioned six-man tag in December. He was across the ring from a man that Myers and Edwards ultimately decided would replace Moose in the system.